Welcome students, welcome to the lecture number 1 of chapter named as Interface Python with MySQL. Okay, so we are done with the SQL chapter. Now in this chapter we are basically using Python and MySQL both. Okay, so basically what is the main objective of this lecture? Okay, in this lecture we basically learn how we can establish the connection between MySQL and Python. Okay, you have seen Python also and now you have seen MySQL also. Okay, so in this chapter we are going to tell you that how you can establish the connection between these two applications. Okay, so if you want to enter data, if you enter data from Python, then that data will automatically get stored in MySQL, and whenever you require you can obtain the data from MySQL also. Okay, so in this case let me first explain you this diagram. As you see that this is my Python application, okay, and this is my MySQL database software. So basically what we have to do, we have to perform the interaction between our Python application and the MySQL software. Okay, but as you know that they are the different softwares, so obviously there must be some mediator between them, right? Suppose for example, if there is a person who knows only the English language, okay, there is a person who understands only the English language, and suppose there is one more person who understands only Russian language. So obviously if they both want to communicate with each other, they can't, because they don't understand their language. Okay, because this person speaks only Russian language whereas this person speaks only English language. So right now they can't communicate with each other, but when a mediator comes in between them, a mediator which knows about the English language, and this mediator also knows about the Russian language. So this mediator will do what will do? It will help in communicating between these two. So whatever statement is told by this person in English, this mediator convert that statement in Russian, and whatever answer given by this Russian person in Russian language, then this mediator will convert that statement into English language. So this mediator is basically required to perform communication between these two persons. So similarly, Python application have some different rules and regulation, whereas MySQL has some different structures. So obviously in order to communicate between these two, we need a MySQL connector with Python. So this connector, this component is required before performing any work between these two. Okay, so along with this component, what we required a Python DB API. DB means database and API means application programming interface. All right, so what is the benefit of this DB API? As you know that in Python there are various modules present. Okay, suppose let me give you a name of a module named as math module. I thought that you have used the math module in 11th standard also. You know that in math module you basically use that function named as sqrt. Okay, sqrt function. There is one more function named as power. You use those functions in 11th standard, right? And for using that function, what you will do? You will include, first you add this line import math in your program, and suppose if you want to find the square root of 19, then what you will do? You will write math.sqrt and within the brackets you put 19. Okay, this sqrt feature is available in this math module. So once I added this math module, then I can use any of the functions which is present in the math module. So similarly, all those functions which are present in math module are basically API of math module. Okay, so similarly when we add this MySQL connector in our Python software, then along with that connector we also get some API, we also get some functions. Okay, so when I add this MySQL connector, when I write like this, import MySQL dot connector, so when I import this module, then there are many functions which comes along with this module in my program, and I can use those functions, and those functions are basically API, application programming interface. Okay, so before going further, we have to know first thing is that for establishing connection between Python and MySQL, we need a MySQL connector first. Okay, so today I'm going to guide you about the steps which is required for installing this mediator, that is MySQL connector, right? So first we are going to see that how we can install MySQL connector, right? Now let me show you the first step is that to establish connectivity between Python and MySQL, we require Python database and interfaces and API. So for establishing the connection between the Python and MySQL, what we required? We require Python database interface and API. API I already told you that application programming interface. Okay, so what is the DB API provides us? The DB API provides a minimal standard for working with databases using Python structure and syntax. So basically what this API help us? This API help us to provide some functions which we can use in Python to deal with the database. Okay, this DB API provides us a list of multiple functions, and we can use those functions in our Python program to establish connection with the database and also interact with the database, that is MySQL. Okay, like the math module contains various mathematical functions which we can use in our program for solving those mathematical calculation. Similarly, DB API also provides us lot of functions, and we can use those functions in our program to interact with the database. Okay, so let us move on the steps. So first step is that first move to the same folder as Python on the command prompt, that is CMD. Now what is the first meaning of this line? Then move to the same folder as Python. What is the same folder as Python? Okay, first you have to see that where is your Python installation folder. Okay, so let me tell you that how you can find that location. First let us open the Python software. So this is Python IDLE. Let me open it. Okay, oh, no, it's open. Okay, right. And suppose I open a file, then go to new file, and suppose if I write some code like just A is equal to 9, B is equal to 8, that's it, and then I want to save that file. So when I save that file, it will ask me about the name of that file. Suppose I have given the name of the file is EK. Okay, you can see that over here it is written Python 823832. So this is basically the Python storage folder. Okay, so first I will save it. Now after that, what you have to do, you have to look at this location. Okay, let me increase the size. Now just look at this location. Over here it is written C drive, users, Dell, app data, local, programs, Python 38-32. Okay, so you have to first note down this location of Python in your system. Okay, so you have to follow the same procedure to know the location of Python folder. in your system. Okay, so after noting down this location, what you have to do next? So now I have noted down the location. Then I will simply close this application because I don't want to store it. I close over here also. Now then I will press Windows and R button. Okay, so this is you will see this type of button in your keyboard. This is called as Windows. So you have to press Windows and R button, and when this window opens, then what you have to do over here in this window, which appears at the down, you have to write CMD. Okay, what you have to write? You have to write CMD. Let me press enter. So after entering the CMD window, that is command window, appears. Now you can see that the location where I have to go is basically C drive, users and Dell, and you can see that right now my system is currently at the position Dell. Okay, the command prompt shows me that the current folder is right now Dell. So basically I have to go to the follow the further path, and now after Dell we have to go to app data. So how you are going to do that? You have to write CD. CD means change the directory, and app data. When you press enter, you can see that along with Dell, app data is also appeared. So it means app data folder opens. Now then local, because slash, so local folder also appears. Then again CD programs. Okay, and if you want to straight away go to that location, then you can do one more thing also, that you have written programs. After that I will write all the rest of the folders, that is Python, then slash Python 38-32. So when I press enter, I straight away move to that location. Okay, after going to that location, I have to open one more folder, that is scripts. So I will write CD scripts. So now the script folder is open for me. Okay, so first you have to move to this location, right everyone? Okay, now you can see that we reach to the Python location. Okay, so we have to reach to this script location. So our first task is complete, that first move to the same folder as Python on the command prompt. So you have to move to that location first. Then what you have to do, once you reach to that location, then you have to install MySQL connector using pip command. So there is a command named as pip, and we use this command to install MySQL connector. And one more important thing, whenever you issue the pip command, the internet should be on. Okay, because the pip command basically download the package from the internet. So the pip command download the package from the internet. So that's why while executing the pip command, your internet must be on. And how will you install this MySQL connector? You will write this command, that is Python -m pip install MySQL -connector. Okay, so you have to enter this command in the CMD prompt. So this is the CMD. Okay, so what I have to do, I have to simply write the command, that is Python space -m space pip space install MySQL -connector. Okay, so you have to write this command, that is just wait, yes, so you have to write this command, that is Python -m pip install MySQL -connector. And I told you earlier that whenever you want to run this pip command, first the internet is basically on at that time. If internet is not on, then this pip command will not execute. Okay, so actually in my system this MySQL connector is already installed, so that's why I will not run this command, but you have to execute it. So you, after writing this command, you just press enter. Okay, so this way you will install the MySQL connector. Okay, and now once you have installed the MySQL connector, then what will happen? Then you have to check whether the MySQL connector is properly installed or not. So what basically the procedure for checking that MySQL connector is properly installed? You have to first write this line, that import mysql.connector in the interactive mode of SQL. So let me open the interactive mode of SQL. Okay, now this is the interactive mode of SQL. I will write import mysql.connector. Okay, and after writing this command, I simply press enter. So if there is no error over here, so it means that the Python MySQL connector is installed in your system. Okay, you can also do one in this way. Just you can check that yes, now the MySQL connector is installed in your system. So after that you can do the data as Python and MySQL connectivity coding. Okay, so right now we are just finishing this lecture right now. So you have to perform first this task, and then in the next lecture I will tell you that how you can perform the coding of the connectivity between MySQL and Python. Okay, so till now you have to first install this MySQL connector and check whether it is installed in your system properly or not. Okay, so that's all for today. Have a nice day.